chant this mantra and begin. Tavu kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti E Bhuridajanaha. Now, the last time when we were reading, we found that Sri RamaKrishna was telling a story that he heard from his guru, Totapuriji. And that story actually to explain, as Swami Vivekananda said, each soul is potentially divine. And rather we can say that it shows that each and every soul is having that divinity. And in a very beautiful way, how we are, though we are divine, having the divine power, we are constantly thinking that we are very weak, a sinner and human being. So that is through the story, Sri RamaKrishna's guru, who was an Advaitin, Totapuriji, he was narrating. And the story goes like this. Once a tigress attacked a herd of goats. A hunter saw her from a distance and killed her. The tigress was pregnant and gave birth to a calf as she expired. The calf began to grow in the company of the goats. At first it was nursed by the sea goats, and later on, as it grew bigger, it began to eat grass and bleat like the goats. Gradually, the calf became a big tiger, but still it ate grass and bleated. When attacked by other animals, it would run away like the goats. One day, a tiger attacked the herd. It was amazed to see a tiger in the herd eating grass and running away like the goats at its approach. It left the goats and caught hold of the grass-eating tiger, which began to bleat and tried to run away. But the fierce-looking tiger dragged it to the water and said, "Now look at your face in the water. You see, you have the same face like me. It is exactly like me." Next, it placed a piece of meat into its mouth. At first, the grass-eating tiger refused to eat the meat. Then it got the taste of the meat and realized it. At last, the tiger said to the grass-eating tiger, "What a disgrace! You lived with the goats and ate grass like them?" And the other was really ashamed of itself. In this story, Sri RamaKrishna himself is explaining again. It says, eating grass like enjoying the worldly life. The bleat and run away like a goat is to behave like an ordinary man. Going away with the new tiger is like taking shelter with the guru, who awakens one's spiritual consciousness and recognizing him alone as one's relative. To see one's face rightly is to know one's real self. It's a beautiful story. Swami Vivekananda also repeated this story in his own way, a little change, but the main story is just like this. And that he says, when you go to a realized soul, a guru, he can only introduce you that you are that self. In the Vedanta, most of you know, Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi. That is the conception. I am that Brahman, you are also the same. This way, the Guru and the Shishya, as an ordinary human being, constantly thinking about himself that I do not know anything, I won't be able to do anything, and that weakness, all this type of things are there. But when the Guru teaches him, the worldly things that you see, the grass that you are eating or trying to, you are getting afraid, these are all weaknesses. Give away. That what Sri Ramakrishna said to the devotees, why? To awaken the spiritual power. Sri Ramakrishna stood up. There was silence all around, disturbed only by the gentle rustling of the pine needles and the murmuring of the Ganges. In one place, just today I was reading, the one gentleman is mentioning about the beauty of the Kathamrita. Each and everything has been depicted as if he is showing us in the movie through words. How nicely each and every step he is describing. When he was telling like this, those whose mind is pure and they are trying very hard to realize God, they immediately understanding that what a foolishness. The Guru is here, and I know the truth that I am the God, but still because of my weakness for some attractions for these worldly things, which is so temporary, I cannot realize myself. When he was thinking in this way, obviously all of them, they were silent, and that they were hearing the disturbed only by the gentle rustling of the pine needles and the murmuring of the Ganges. The master went to the Panchabati and then to his room, talking all the while with M, the master Mahashaya, who is noting. The disciple followed him. Here, Master Mahashaya, sometimes he has mentioned himself as M, or the master, or the disciple, like this, followed him, fascinated. Master Mahashaya actually explaining about himself, fascinated. Because the moment he heard this story, the simple small story for the children, in our the book, all the pictures are there, children read this story. But for them the meaning is completely different. For the man who is trying to realize God, the moment he hears like this, I am that, immediately within his mind the transformation comes. And he thinks that, why still I am bound? So fascinated with the story. At the Panchabati, Sri Ramakrishna touched with his forehead the raised platform around the banyan tree. Those who have visited the Dakshinesha, still it is there. Sri Ramakrishna used to practice the austerity over there. So it is still holy. People, they go, they look at it, immediately they remember that someone sat over here days after days, months and years together practicing spirituality. Still the Ganga is flowing, the holy river. Still those trees are there. The place is also there. Only we have to practice like that. That gives the inspiration. This was the place of his intense spiritual discipline, where he had wept bitterly for the vision of Divine Mother, where he had held intimate communion with her, and where he had seen many divine forms. Master Mahashaya in 3 lines describing about Dakshinesha. The master and the M passed the cluster of the bakul tree and came to the Nahabat. Nahabat is a place where in the olden days they used to keep the musicians to play the music. And then afterwards, when Ma Saradamani Devi came, she used to live into that. The Nahabat is very famous. Now, the moment they say Dakshinesha Nahabat, immediately people associated with Ramakrishna movement, they know that is the place where Ma Saradamani Devi used to live. Hazra was there. And we know that character, the special character Hazra. Here, Bhagavan Sri RamaKrishna. Just near to him, another person, Hazra. He was also reading the scriptural books, studying there. But his mind was full with worldliness. He was constantly trying to impress people so that he can earn some money. Whereas he is speaking about the devotion, or mainly Hazras to speak about the knowledge, but his mind was all the time thinking for the money. So the Hazra, Sri Ramakrishna saw him. Master said to him, "Don't eat too much and give up this craze for outer cleanliness." The Hazra was to do like that. People with a craze do not attain knowledge. Just in one line, Sri Ramakrishna is guiding him. If you are having this type of peculiarity, you will never be able to realize the Brahman. You will never get the knowledge. Follow conventions only as much as necessary. Don't go to excess. That is the warning for those who are trying to practice spirituality. That is why again and again I say the gospel is the guide. Those who are really sincere in the spiritual path, gospel is the guide. See how the excess that we do, many of the times we do so much of excess. Some people will be bathing 4 or 5 times. And every time they are changing their dresses. Every time they are thinking that this we should do, that we should do, the food, the clothing, the behavior, constantly the much excess we do, we go away. Madhya Pantha. So here is Master is giving, he is actually telling to Hazra, but that goes to each and every one of us who are interested. The Master entered his room and sat on the couch. Sri Ramakrishna was resting after his midday meal when Surendra, Ram and other devotees arrived from Calcutta. Surendra, afterwards we will know about him. Sri Ramakrishna used to love him very much. He was a very rich person, and naturally when they are very aristocratic family, rich family, he never bothered about the God or the spirituality. So his life wasn't different. But at the age of 30, he came in contact with Sri Ramakrishna and immediately he changed. He lived only 40 years. In those days, longevity was like that. He lived only 40 years, but within these 40 years, 10 years, he came in contact with Sri Ramakrishna and got totally changed. So we will read about the Surendra a little afterwards. Ram Datta has donated his whole property in Calcutta. Now, on that property, there's a huge ashrama, Ramakrishna Mission Ashrama is there, and we call it Jogodhan, because Sri Ramakrishna told this is a place for meditation. It was so lonely, that Jogodhan Mott. And like Belur Mott, in the Jogodhan Mott also, the relics of Ramakrishna is there. And you will wonder, there a temple, a small temple is dedicated in the name of Ramachandra Datta, his disciple. He was the first person who came to Sri Ramakrishna and started telling the society about Sri Ramakrishna. It was about 1 o'clock while M was strolling alone under the pine trees. Harish came there and told him that the master wanted him in his room. Someone was going to read it from the Shiva Samhita, a book containing instructions about yoga and the 6 centers. That is the spiritual life. Holy company. What is the holy company? When a person comes to the ashrama or the holy person, what actually they should do? Reading holy books, either together or alone, or quietly sitting and meditating, or quietly all alone strolling. So that is the way one should get the benefit. The Sri Ramakrishna was introducing this beautiful way. These people came all the way from Calcutta. The Dakshineshwar and Calcutta, it was far distance, and particularly in those days, it was so difficult to reach to Dakshineshwar. When the Ramachandra came, Ramdatta, he was a doctor, and Shurendra, he was a very rich man, at the same time a deputy magistrate. So when they went, Sri Ramakrishna asked someone to read from the Shiva Samhita. Different type of books they used to read. And Sri Ramakrishna is to explain afterwards from his own realization. And when he entered, he heard Sri Ramakrishna, the master, as he is mentioning, talking completely in a different way. They were supposed to read the book on yoga. Here Sri Ramakrishna is talking about the devotion. The gopis cherished ecstatic love for Krishna. There are two elements in such love, I-ness and my-ness. Sri Ramakrishna himself instructed, I and mine, that should not be practiced. But here, the devotee, he is telling I-ness and my-ness. How? I is the feeling that Krishna will be ill if I do not serve him. That is the I-ness. This I is not the I of the ego associated with this body-mind complex. This I is associated with the devotion, love, and that is manifesting as in a motherly way. If I do not take care of God, then what will happen to God? Can you imagine the way the Hindus they thought? No fear at all about the God. Just opposite, fearing for the God, because the God cannot take care of himself, I have to take care. That is the way approach to God, and constantly thinking I-ness and my-ness. I-ness is the feeling that Krishna will be ill if I do not serve him. In this attitude, the devotee does not look upon his idol as God, but my own, but my baby, my child, I have to take care. My-ness is the feeling that the beloved is my own. Just as a mother carrying the baby, if I am not taking care, who will look after the baby? So it is my baby and I have to take care. I and mine, which are the causes of bondage, is completely changing and becoming the source of liberation. The gopi had such a feeling of mineness towards Krishna that they would place their subtle bodies under his feet, lest his soul should get hurt. So that they say, that when they saw that Krishna is running, walking here and there, they used to feel that I should go and lie down at the feet of the Krishna, so that feet should not get hurt. Can you imagine the devotion? Constantly forgetting his own self and completely dedicating. Now, Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, Yashoda remarked, I do not understand your Chaitanya. Chintamani Krishna. Chintamani, the word that he used. Chintamani, the one who is thinking about the whole universe, who is taking care, protecting the Chintamani Krishna. I do not understand how it is. To me, he, H capital, is simply Gopala. Gopala, the image of baby Krishna. So this Gopala, I can understand. Gopis are also telling like this, oh, where is Krishna, our beloved? Where is Krishna, our sweetheart? They were not conscious of his being God. So the moment we think God is, there is a distance. And we are afraid of God. when I am serving something, will it please the God? Or otherwise, if I do something, maybe the God will be angry, I will be punished. No care about that. Because of the love, tremendous love, I have the authority to do this. And I know the God on mind. So Sri Ramakrishna is introducing this form. We have to the pure love for God, forgetting that He is God, rather cherishing the idea that God belongs to me. I have to take care of God, and constantly and every moment. It is like a small child saying, my daddy. He is giving the example how these gopis, they were behaving. If someone says to the child, no, he is not your daddy, the child will argue. And no, yes, he is my daddy. See how he has observed the behavior of the children, and that he is utilizing to give this example. God incarnating himself as man behaves exactly like man. That is why it is difficult to recognize an incarnation. Again and again, Sri Ramakrishna is giving the hint. Unless and until the mind is pure, people won't be able to understand that when he is giving this hint. And he says, when God becomes man, he is exactly like man. He has the same hunger, thirst, disease, grief, and sometimes even fear. Rama was stricken with grief for Sita. Krishna carried on his head the shoes of his father Nanda. So how the gods is behaving when they are taking the human form. But human, when he is really unselfish, longing for God, then only can understand this purity. Then only can take the benefit of this. That is what Sri Ramakrishna giving the hint. In the theatre, when an actor comes on the stage in the role of a holy man, he behaves like one, and not like the actor who is taking the part of the king. He plays his own role. This is another example. And then he is telling, once an impersonator, Bahurupi. In those days, there was very less items for entertainment. The one was very famous. One type of people, they used to dress themselves in different forms, and they used to come to the people, and people used to enjoy that. The Bahurupi impersonator dressed himself as a world-renouncing monk. Pleased with his correctness of his disguise, some rich people offered him a rupee. He did not accept the money, but went away shaking his head. Afterwards, he removed his disguise and appeared in his usual dress. Then he said to the rich people, "Please give me the rupee." They replied, "Why? You went away refusing our present. Why do you ask for it now?" The man said, "But then I was in the role of a holy man. I cannot accept money." Likewise, when God becomes man, he behaves exactly like man. Is another indirect way he is telling the monks, you should behave like a monk. The moment you have taken up this dress, whether you have become perfectly holy or not, you should be constantly aware that you are wearing a dress, that a holy man. Your behavior should be accordingly. So that way, it is also giving, and that is the reason one should wear, when they become monk, a different type of dress they wear. Why? To remind himself, I am a monk and I have to behave like this. I cannot behave like that. There are some norms. Many people, they do not understand, because that is the idea. They go in this way. And you should not feel the attraction for the worldly things. At Vrindavan, one sees many places associated with Krishna's life. Now, he is changing the discussion, and he is telling about the Vrindavan. It's such a holy place. But the people, many people, they do not understand the importance of that place. When a person is going over there or leaving over there, if they only remember what happened over there, and that is the pilgrimage. When you go to a holy place, a pilgrimage place, what actually we should do, remembering the things that happened over there. Sri RamaKrishna again indirectly teaching us that. At Vrindavan, one sees many places associated with the Krishna's life. Surendra. We were there during the holidays. There was a rich man from Calcutta. They used to go and visit those places. So Surendra went over there. Visitors were continually pestered for money. When you were going over there in the Vrindavan, so many holy people are living over there. And moreover, in those days and even today, some old people, they go and they stay over there, Vanaprasthis. Because after the retirement, when they have their family don't want them, they usually go to Kashi or Vrindavan. These are the two places. And they are naturally, just for the survival, whoever are visiting there, they ask for some help, money. The priest and the others asked for it continuously. We told them that we were going to leave for Calcutta the next day, but we fled from Vrindavan that very night. Surendra, he was a rich man, and he came to Sri RamaKrishna and he was reporting what and then he was thinking that in a smart way, he has handled that problem. People were asking for money, and I did in this way. I told tomorrow we will go. That means still time is there. But in that night itself, we came away. So we need not to give that. Master, what is that? Shame. Master Sri RamaKrishna didn't hesitate to tell it. But you know, this is the man who is to help so much for Sri RamaKrishna. He never hesitated, thinking that, oh, if I say this type of harsh word to him, maybe that he will stop donating me, what will happen to me? We never bothered about that. Why? Because he loved him. And that is the way a religious, spiritual person should try to guide whoever comes near him without hesitation, to tell them the truth for their betterment, for their guidance. What is that? That you fled like that? You could give some money, or you could say, I won't give. Instead, you behave like that. Shame. You said you would leave the place the next day and ran away the very day. What a shame. You went over there, that is a holy place, and you are telling lies, standing over there and cheating the people who need little help to survive. That is what they say. Then one time when our country became free, after the 1947, the economical condition was not very good, and the government was trying to use the maximum resources from the society. The RamaKrishna mission offered, as because Swami Vivekananda, he said education, you have to give education. The RamaKrishna mission was developing the schools, because educated monks were there, and under their guidances, schools were coming up. The government helped, giving little money and some 50% or the 75% salary for the teachers and the staff. That would help the monks to run the institution properly. And the more better way, so there was as the governor of this place, the chief minister was there. And he said, give the Swamis, RamaKrishna Mission Swamis, to start a school. Officers, they are in those days ICS officers. They were trained by the Britishers, very intelligent people. So they have kept everything in the budget, and they have given that these are the things that should be given to them, salary for the teachers, and then for the construction, this and that, nothing for the monks. But the chief minister, he was not a Hindu, he was a Brahmin. And when he saw that, he said, what about the monks? Nothing has been given, no provision for them, for their eating, and they'll be living there, for their clothing, their maintenance. Nothing has been given. Then the answer of those officers, but they are monks. Why they need money? Look at it. And that chief minister, a very famous chief minister, Dr. Bidhan Chandra Rai, he said, are they going to out for begging for their food and then come back and help? Now tell me, suppose you give an appointment to a government teacher, a headmaster, so you have to give him that complete this salary, and of course all other things. So much money you are spending for one teacher, then other teachers, and here they only needs little money for their food and for their maintenances. That also you don't like to give. This is called judgment. When the monks are over there, they are living very meager living, only little food. In exchange, they are giving the high moral values to the society. Their lives, their teachings, that is giving constant consciousness to the society. What wrong to help them a little? So that is what they say. So, and here also Sri Ramakrishna is telling the shame you should not do. Shurendra embarrassed. Here and there we saw the Babajis. The Vaishnava saints are called as Babajis. And the Vedantic saints are called Swamiji. So these Babajis in the woods practicing spiritual discipline in solitude. That also he noticed. Now he is remembering that. Now he is telling, Sri Ramakrishna used to love Shurendra very much. And that's why immediately, just like affectionate father, he is guiding him. He should not have done like this. Master, did you give them anything? You saw them, they are practicing in the solitude. Surendra, no sir. The rich people, they love their money so much. So they don't like to give it to anyone. They like to always have that for their own. Then the Sri Ramakrishna is telling, that was not proper of you. One should give something to monks and devotees. Devotees here, that means who have left their hearth and home and completely depending on God. But they have not taken the gerua, the clothings, they have not taken the sannyasa bhavs, but they are depending completely on God. You should help them. One should give something to monks and devotees. Those who have the means should help such persons when they meet them. Ma Sharadamani Devi, in her excellent way, she told in Bengali, Jar ache she mapo, jar nai she jopo. Suppose you can help, then you please give. Because by giving, by helping a religious person, you are also getting the benefit of that. And suppose you don't have the means to help, then go on taking the name of God. So that way, both will be benefited. I went to Vrindavan with Mathur Babu. The moment I came to the Dhruva Ghat, this Dhruva Ghat is the bathing place in the Jamuna, where, according to the tradition, Vasudev, the father of Krishna, crossed the river carrying the newborn child through a stormy night. So that's called Dhruva, that is Ghat, Dhruva Ghat. In a flash, I saw the Vasudev crossing the Jamuna with Krishna in his arms. It's not imagination, it's realization. He saw immediately Sri Ramakrishna in many places. He went to see that particular god or goddess, but then he told, no, it is not the place. Like when he went to the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then some of the people, they said, this is the place. He told, no, it cannot be, because I am not getting the feeling. That is a beautiful way. In Vrindavan and Mathura, the tradition says that the disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they discovered these places. It was completely covered in jungle. And in the northern part of India, the UP, the jungle means very difficult to enter because thorny herbs are there. They used to go over there with great difficulty, meditate over there, get the vision of that particular place. What are the things that happened over there? According to the scripture, they used to tally and they used to declare, this is the place that happened over here. So there is a wonderful way of understanding things, discovering things. That is a spiritual way. So Sri Ramakrishna told, one evening I was taking a stroll on the beach of the river. There were small thatches, huts on the beach and big palm trees. It was the cow dust, Godhuli. In the Indian language they call it Godhuli, cow dust. Why Godhuli? Dhuli means the dust. Go means the cow. Hundreds of cows, when they used to come back to the villages after grazing in the outside, and naturally from their hooves, lot of dust is to go up. From distance people could see that it is completely making dirt. And that was the evening, almost the evening was approaching, so the name was Godhuli. It has been translated over here, cow dust hour. The cows were returning from the pasture, raising dust with their hooves. I saw them fording the river. Then came some cowherd boys, crossing the river with their cows. No sooner did I behold this scene, then I cried out, "O Krishna, where are you?" and became unconscious. When Sri Ramakrishna, the people is to they were there, all the time they used to be very, very cautious to take care of him. Now and then he used to go into that samadhi, so naturally the body, somebody had to stand over there to take care. I wanted to visit Shyamakunda and Radha Kunda. Kunda means the pond, and name was Shyama and Radha. They say that Shyama means the Krishna, he bathed in that, and the Radha in another place. So Mathur Babu sent me there in a palanquin. We had a long way to go. Food was put in the palanquin. While going over the meadow, I was overpowered with emotion and wept. "O Krishna, I find everything the same, only you are not here. This is the very meadow where you tended the cows." Hridaya followed me on foot. I was bathed in tears. I couldn't ask the bearers to stop the palanquin. At Shyamakunda and Radhakunda, I saw the holy men living in small mud huts, facing away from the road, lest their eyes should fall on the men. They were engaged in spiritual discipline. One should visit the 12 groves. These are the places in Vrindavan. And when one goes to a holy place, one should remember it without talking in anything else, must go on reading and remembering and praying. That is the way one should go for a pilgrimage. Recently, I went to Thousand Island Park. You know, the very famous place. Particularly those who are the followers of Swami Vivekananda, they know the importance of Thousand Island Park. There, the manifestation of Vedantic knowledge and the personality of Swami Vivekananda manifested so much over there in the Thousand Island Park. Still that house is there, that area is there, each and everything. And this is the beauty of the America. They never change anything. Though they modify in such a way, all modern amenities are there. But at the same time, the moment you reach over there, you can feel this is the shop Vivekananda visited. This is the place, this is the way Vivekananda came. Everything as it is, but very nicely in a modern way of upkeepment. The whole village maintained in that way. And how those villagers over there, they honored him. So everything is there. We went to that particular house. A lady gave that house to Swami Vivekananda. She invited first. And from all over the America, different group, 12 or 13, I think, 12 of them, they went over there. A small house, you cannot live there. More than 1 or 2 people can live. Others, they used to live here and there. And they were camping outside also. But every time they used to go and they used to sit, they used to meditate, they used to listen to Swamiji. The very small room, the living room. Most of the time Swamiji used to stand up and pacing up and down. He used to talk, inspired talks. That is the book. And so fortunate that some of the people, they noted it down. And it has come now published in the book form. So when a group of young devotees, our volunteers, I told them I'd like to go over there. They also joined me and they found out all the paths, how to go and where to stop. And one devotee was there in New York. He received us over there and he was driving his own car. All of us could be there, I think 7 or 8 of us. All the way in, we were chanting, reading, meditating. And afterwards, when he came to that particular building, we sat over there. We felt as if we are in the presence of Swamiji. The feeling. Then we went inside the jungle where Swamiji used to go with 1 or 2 devotees. Special instruction for them. Because all are different. And the minds are different. So instruction are different. Swamiji used to take them completely. Still that small block of the stone is there. The Swamiji used to sit on that and the devotees to sit on the other. He used to talk and then they used to come back. So still that road, so that it is not made. So you have to be careful, you have to go. Still all those things were there. That was a wonderful experience, at least I had over there. When I came back, I was remembering. And those places are still there, which is leaving. The devotees should take the benefit of visiting those places. I don't know, but maybe there are reasons, so they don't keep it open all the time, only for a few days. And that too, as I told, people are not allowed to stay there. I was also not staying there. I was living with the other devotees in a hotel, nearby hotel. Not much distance if you have the car. But main thing is going on remembering. One should visit. I went into Samadhi at the sight of the image of Banku Bihari. So Banku Bihari, there's another name of Sri Krishna. There's a famous temple is there. In that state, I wanted to touch it. I did not want to visit Govindaji twice. At Mathura, I dreamt of Krishna as the cowherd boy. And very interestingly, Hriday and Mathur had also the same dream. The Hriday was physically serving Sri RamaKrishna, and Mathur, the rich man, he was providing all other things for his up and maintenance and all. So both of them were blessed by Sri RamaKrishna. So they also saw Krishna in their dreams. And here it says that in Surendra, You have both. Now he is talking to Surendra. You have both yoga and bhoga. Yoga means the detachment, bhoga, the attachment. You are having the both. Then immediately he was telling there are different classes of sages. One is Brahmarshi, Brahma Rishi, Brahmarshi, and the Devarshi, Deva and Rishi, and Rajarshi. Raja, the king, and the Rishi. Then he is immediately is mentioned. Shukadeva is an example of the Brahmarshi. Completely, constantly meditating on the Brahman, living on Brahman. So he has no other thing, no body consciousness even, the Shukadeva. So he is known as the Brahmarshi, Brahma Rishi. Now, he didn't keep even a book with him, the Shukadeva. An example of the Devarshi is Narada. Narada was a god, divine, but at the same time Rishi, and he was also thoughtful, he was thinking, and his life was completely different. He was with the gods, again he used to come to the worldly people to help them, to guide them, to inspire them. So that way. And Janaka was a king, and he was the father of Sita. So this Janaka was a Rajarshi, he was a king, at the same time completely detached. That is called Janaka, the Rishi, devoted to selfless work. Work, selfless work. That is called the devotee of the Divine Mother attains the dharma and the moksha. He enjoys artha and kama as well. And Sri Ramakrishna is telling, if you want anything, all the four you can get if you become a devotee. Once I saw you in the vision, he is talking to the Surendra, I saw you in the vision as the child of the Divine Mother. Why he used to love Surendra so much? Not because he was a rich man, not because he used to help him. This is the point that we have to note. As a truly religious person, never care about the worldly thing. Who is going to help him? So I should be careful dealing with him. Not like that. Behavior equal to everyone, and at the same time, this type of personalities like Sri Ramakrishna, who could see the past, present, and the future. He was the Ishvara. So obviously, he saw this, our devotee, and he said, I saw you in a vision, the child, you were the child of the Divine Mother, and you have both yoga and bhoga. Otherwise, your countenance would look dry. So he is mentioning, but it is not good to have much money. Why? He is mentioning about, I find that Jadu Mallik was another rich man, fabulously rich. But he used to go, Sri Ramakrishna used to go to him also, talk to him. Jadu Mallik used to, almost like a friend way, he used to talk with Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna once visited Jadu Mallik, and he saw so many people are coming, and Jadu is asking, what is the rate now about the rice? What is the rate now about the plot of land? And these and that, as the business people, they used to do. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting and watching, and he could understand that he is simply asking it, not that he will purchase. The people are bringing the gold, people are bringing the clothing, people are bringing many things. He is bargaining with them, talking with them, asking for the rates. But he is sure that he won't purchase. Sri Ramakrishna realized it and said, why you are doing like that? Then Jadu Mallik told, this is the way a rich man should behave. Otherwise, how people will come to him? All these people would come and with an desire that I can sell the things to a rich man. So the flow of people from the outside, when other people they will observe, oh my God, so many people are going and selling their things to this rich man. So that way in the society I will be. So this is the way the people always do. One day I ran to a very famous man. He was in Calcutta High Court. He was a judge. I told, I want you to come and speak on such and such program. Can you please come? Then he said, give me some time, I have to see my diary, whether I am engaged or not. Then after some time he rang back and told, Swamiji, I should not behave that way with you. You know, most of the pages are blank, I am not engaged at all. But the moment you get the invitation, if you say yes, naturally the people will think, oh, he don't have any engagement, that means he is not that way shot by others. So you have to tell, I am busy, I cannot come. Acha, okay, change your date and let me change. So this is the way, worldly way it goes. So out of just that practice I told you, then I realized that you are a monk, I should not talk in that way to you. I am sorry, I am open. Please tell me when I have to come, I will come. So this is the way the world goes. So Jadu Malik was also behaving like that, but Sri Ramakrishna is telling that one should not have too much of money because they become like that unnecessarily. Navin Niyogi, another person, too has both yoga and bhoga. I saw him and his son waving the fan before the image of Divine Mother at the time of Durga Puja. Though they were in a humble way, they were doing that, but they had the proudness. We are worshipping Durga. Shurendra, now asking this question, said, why can't I meditate? Now, as Shurendra is asking, and Sri Ramakrishna's answer is very simple. That is for him. You know, the mind, as we have already studied the Yoga Sutras, we know the mind is sometimes scattered. In Sanskrit they say shipta. Then it is darkened, mudha. It can't think about anything. So that is the mudha condition. Then it is gathered. It's called vikshipta. B means negative, shipta. Shipta means scattered, not scattered. So gathered. Then ekagra, one-pointed. Then finally niruddha, concentrated. That is the different stages of the same mind. Majority of the people, they go either scattered or mudha, darkened. So that is the reason. Here, when the Shurendra is asking like that, why it is, again, just to mention like that, Badhi, Sthana, Shamshaya, Pramad, Alasya, Abhirati, Bhranti Darshan, Alabdha Bhumikatva, Anavasthitvani. In the Yoga Sutra, it gives these 9 different reasons why mind behaves like that. The first and foremost is, if you are sick, physically also when we are sick, we cannot concentrate the mind. And mental sickness, terrible. So that is the way. Sthana, also mental tiredness. Sometimes we become very tired. When we are practicing meditation, we become tired mentally. That is the time one should sing the devotional songs or go in the company of other devotees, have little chit-chat. So that way also, Shamshaya is a doubt. So naturally mind will never be concentrated. Pramada is a desire for enjoyment. And alasya, it is physical tiredness. Abhirati, desire, non-stop desire for enjoyment. Or birati. Birati means stop. Or negative, no stop. Constant, one after another. I need this, I need this, I need this. Some of the elderly ladies I have seen, one after another. I have visited these other places, then I am going over there, then I am going. I don't know, why so much? No, Swamiji, I am getting the opportunity, I am going, and these are the holy places I must visit. And I don't know, you have visited all those places. Now concentrate, be you in one place. So that is the way you have to develop. So they don't understand that. Why? Because the mind condition is like this. And they are thinking they are using the time properly by visiting holy places. Recently, a few people came, the ladies came all the way from India, spending so much of money Why? Now I have to go to all the Vedanta societies, all the places Swami Vivekananda visited, and she is carrying some of the books written by the sister, the Gargi, and the research work. These are the places I have to visit. Actually, in India also, so many places Swamiji visited. Have you visited those places? So, but these are the way we are unnecessarily camouflaging and cheating our own mind. Time is short. So we have to concentrate, develop meditation, prayer, reading. So this is the abhiroti. Go on and on and on. When you are going to stop? Then Bhranti Darshana, as a wrong understanding, wrong perception. And then Alabdha Bhumikatva, that is more higher stage also. When I am trying to reach to that condition, but again falling down, I can't reach, then mind becomes restless. And after Anabhastitva, after realizing that particular stage, I cannot continue. That is also create the mental, the chanchala, that is all this type of scattered things. Surendra, when he said, "Sir, why can't I meditate?" Sri RamaKrishna, so compassionate, he understood immediately. Right this moment, traditional way to ask him to concentrate is of no use. So he is telling, you remember God and think of Him, don't you? Surendra is telling, yes sir, I go to sleep repeating the word Mother. Master, that is very good. It will be enough if you remember God and think of Him. This is the simplest way. So he is giving this instruction to Surendra. RamaKrishna has taken the responsibility of Surendra. Why should Surendra worry about anything? Master Mashai commenting. You have come to this such a guru and you have given everything to your God, the living God, Sri RamaKrishna. Why you are worrying? This Surendra he was actually his early life. He was from 1850 to 1890. That was the lifespan of Surendra Nath Mitra. The Suren Mitra family, they are very, very rich. And he came to Sri RamaKrishna in 1880. And then only he started visiting Sri RamaKrishna, understanding him, and many, many times. This is the Suren Mitra who contributed many ways. The first and foremost, Sri RamaKrishna appeared before him in his dream and asked him, all my disciples, they are scattered, roaming here and there. They don't have any place to stay. Why don't you go and give them that money that used to give 10 rupees a month? Why don't you give it to them now? They can hire a place and stay together. Sri RamaKrishna was making the RamaKrishna order himself. The God is making this holy order. Many people, they do not understand this importance of it. Whatever, but the God himself wanted this organization. And that's why Swami Vivekananda said, whoever will help this organization will get the blessings. And whoever will go against it will get the exactly opposite. And that is the first time Swami Vivekananda uttered, only one time, Shangher Avishab. This Avishab, the word that he used, that will be destroyed. And with this Shankar, Sri RamaKrishna himself. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, this organization that you see, it is the body of God, Sri RamaKrishna. So Surendra helped for the first time the Baranagar Math, then the Alam Bajar, then it went to Belur. So this way, slowly, it came up. And the white marble that we see inside the Sanctum Sanctorium of the Belur Math, that was also the money given by the Surendra. Can you imagine? Every day, 4 times the puja is going on and that. And the divine monks, they are sitting over there meditating. So that is the place. So the money properly utilized in this way. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Let us chant this mantra, pranam mantra, and we stop. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavattaram Parameshamidyam Tam RamaKrishnam Shirasa Namama Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri RamaKrishna Arpanamastu